Hi, this is William. Welcome to FlySpoke. And tonight I'm going to tie for you a fly that I've been experimenting with, and I call it the Cream Ice Emerger. And I'm starting off with some light Cahill thread in 8/0. It's uni thread, and I'm just going to run back to the back of the hook, and the hook is a Mustad. It's an R50 94 84-0. It's a dry fly hook. I've taken the barb down, and I'm going to take some lemon wood duck and make a tail. I've been experimenting with this fly, and every single time so far this season I have seen any cream color mayflies coming off the water. I have switched immediately to the fly, and it works. I have caught quite a few trout with it already this year. Okay, put that in. I'm going to go to the front of the fly. And I want to stop about right there. I want to leave space in the front of the fly. And now I'm going to take some more of the wood duck, as I'm going to start taking small amounts, and I'm going to start laying wood duck on the hook like this. Now you have to get a judge for the length, because we're going to bend this back later, so I just want to get some wood duck on, and like I said, we're going to bend it back, so you got to get an idea for how long it should be pointing forward. And it's taking me to tie a few in order to get a good feeling for the length. Now I'm going to do the same thing underneath. Now, you don't want this to be to have too much material, so it should be, fairly sparse. It doesn't need to have lots and lots and lots. I'd say also, if you wanted to spin on a Hungarian partridge hackle, that would probably work just as well. Okay, trim that off. Alright, so I have a top and bottom, and I am going to work on making a nice body. Thin at the back where my tail is, and increasing the size to the front. Okay, and again I want to stop right about there. Okay, so there's the body is set on there. So here's the ice part. This is an item called Pure Ice. It's nail polish, and it has little flecks of holographic sparkle in it. And I'm going to take some, and I'm going to paint that body. You don't need to use a lot, and the sparkle doesn't really show up until after it's dry. So I just put that on. I let gravity do its thing. And then I'm going to take a toothpick and just touch it to the bottom, and that'll remove any excess. And then gravity will... Now I have to let that dry. Okay, the next step I'm going to take a very small quantity of superfine dubbing in light Cahill and just spin that on to my thread. And I'm going to build up a ball right here. It's like a thorax ball. Right like that. Okay. And then the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take a tube, hollow tube, and I'm going to lay it, separate my hairs so that my tube goes in, splays out the feathers, then I just wrap some thread around, let the thread come in there. Grab my thread, okay, and I want it to point up like that. I want it to stay so that it's so that it's splayed out. To you can just build up a little thread in the front like that, and I'm going to take a whisper of the superfine light Cahill dubbing, very tiniest of amounts, and I'm just going to put that on in front. Whip finish. Now the whole point behind the ice is that these insects, when they're emerging, create little gas bubbles around their body, and that's how they actually float to the surface. So the ice is, hopefully, to give some sort of an illusion of these sparkly gas bubbles. And I'm going to take the ice again, and I'm going to finish off the front of this fly by actually just putting ice onto the dubbing and letting it soak in. Okay, and just let it dry. There it is.